Forspoken is the first AAA game of 2023 that no one seems to have expected at all. The advertising campaign was so modest that many still do not even know about the existence of the project. Nevertheless, the publisher Square Enix, even before the release, stated that he was completely confident of success. We were promised a colorful open world with magic and graphics that had never happened before in an RPG. Well, reality is full of disappointments. And in this video, we'll show you why. Thank you for subscribing to the RTV Gaming channel so as not to miss new videos, and we are starting. For the first time, the game was announced with a colorful teaser, where the graphics really took your breath away. Then the project was called Project Athia. 2 years have passed and the trailers already for Forspoken immediately showed that there was a downgrade. The novelty looked good, but nothing outstanding. After the release, there were reviews that the project was barely running on the GeForce 4090 video card, and on the PS5 it was a living hell. I played the game on the console and I'm ready to confirm, the drawing distance of 3 meters, characters falling into the textures and bugs are in place. At the same time, such exactingness is absolutely not justified. The open world is divided into several biomes, which differ in almost nothing. In 90% of cases, you will travel through lifeless fields, deserts and plains with different flower colors, occasionally meeting the ruins of settlements. The emptiness of the environment is justified by the plot, but the need for an open world raises questions. It seems that Forspoken would be much more suitable for the format of some Uncharted 4, a thief's end with large levels and cutscenes in between. Attentive gamers will notice something familiar in the landscapes, and for good reason. Much resembles Final Fantasy XV more than it should. Sometimes it seems that the models are taken straight from the adventures of Noctis. Suspicions are justified, because the Luminous Productions studio was created from the former developers of Final Fantasy, and the engine is the same. However, Forspoken has a more serious problem: reloading. Want a seamless next-gen world but your PS5 loads Horizon Forbidden West in a fraction of a second? Forget it. The screen dims and the game loads after almost every dialogue, quest start and end, and quest action. During one exciting event, you will have to feed 4 sheep. After each, the inscription you fed the sheep appears in the center. What is happening is put on a complete pause. Why a 2023 AAA game can't do without so many obvious reloads and pauses is a mystery. But there are enough unobvious delays in what is happening. If you need to get to the very top of the tower, be sure to go through every floor, no cutscenes or auto-travels. This is especially annoying inside the only city with people, Zipale. It is there that all side missions take place and the high-speed parkour mode is turned off. You have to constantly run slowly from side to side. If, for some mysterious reason, you still decide to play Forspoken, immediately set the automatic collection of items in the settings. You can't just open the chest, you need to press another button to pick up the contents. However, the coolest thing is the automatic opening of the archive with or without reason. At some point, it may feel like you're reading an encyclopedia rather than playing an action RPG. Moreover, the archive tells important details of the plot, which would be nice to know from the game itself. This artificial delay of the gameplay is one of the most striking features of the novelty. The developers do not care about the player's time so much that they bring the situation to the point of absurdity. As you run around the city, you will notice that important events that you can participate in appear gradually on the map. That is, you are talking to the character. Go about your business in the city and after a while you find that you need to visit this character again. Absolutely all the side effects are built on tedious walks, so you don't want to perform them. You are literally not allowed to move on to the next story mission, delaying this moment by all possible means. Since the environments, graphics and open world in Forspoken are C grades, perhaps the gameplay and main story are impressive? Well, these are definitely the best aspects of the game, but there are nuances. As promised by the developers, your main striking force will be magic, divided as many as 4 elements: nature, fire, water and lightning. Such a variety is captivating, though only the latter is really needed. After receiving homing lightning, everything else fades into the background. At first, the number of spells will make your eyes widen, but understanding of the local combat system comes pretty quickly. Half of Frey's skills, that's the name of the heroine, the attackers, and the other one supports her combat capability. After some time, it turns out that there are not so many really useful skills, and there are no tactics at all. In battle, you just activate the entire arsenal in turn and wait for the rollback, that's it. It can be seen that the developers assumed a very specific style of combat, when Frey constantly combines forces, combining, for example, protective spells of fire and earth, restoring health, throwing stones and attacking from a water bow. In reality, this doesn't work. Finally, the last thing that leaves at least some hope is the plot. Against the general background, it is even not bad. However, from the abundance of stamps, the eyes sometimes roll by themselves. The Mary Sue phenomenon has long been considered bad form in screenwriting. Its essence is that the main character or heroine is so special and exceptional that there is literally no worthy rival in their world. Because of this, any danger to the character seems feigned and easy, which, of course, does not benefit the dramaturgy. Our Frey is the real Mary Sue in everything. At the same time, life with her is as unfair as it can be. She's an orphan, lives in an abandoned apartment, has a fire on Christmas Day. And on her birthday too. At the same time, Frey herself is not a particularly likable character. The game begins with the trial of the heroine for another attempted theft. Instead of finding a job, she prefers to cooperate with local punks, but they are also deceived in the end. Frey's only and defining character trait is whining. She constantly complains and acts like an egoist, spitting on others. According to the plot, the heroine enters the world of Atia and does not know how to return to New York. It would seem that it's time to focus on people who are nearby and need help, especially since most of their problems are because of the Freys, but no. Almost until the very end, the girl only does what she sends everyone, yelling at her allies and trying to escape into the sunset. Gameplay Forspoken is a bland mess of many other people's ideas. A monotonous and empty open world, a series of similar activities and terrible side quests make you focus on the main plot. The story turned out to be good, but too much like a fanfic. Unfortunately, the developers once again proved a simple truth: quality is much more important than quantity. Complete failure.